Hey, it's Ryan from Soundology. We're going to recreate one of the most iconic synth solos of all time, played by the one and only Keith Emerson of Emerson, Lake and Palmer. It's such a strange and unique space organ sound that it took me a little while to figure out how to get close to it. So I'm excited to share what I've come up with. This is Soundology. Please consider subscribing and join us on the hunt for inspiration. Today I'm using the humble Behringer Model D because it has 3 oscillators and a Moog-style ladder filter. But I've also recreated the sound with my MS-20 and Prophet Rev2. And I can say that applying the same principles to those different synthesizers led to really cool, fresh-sounding alternatives. You don't even need 3 oscillators, but we'll get into that later. We're going to start with the sound design and then get into the details of playing the actual lines and what makes them special afterwards. Oscillator 1 is set to the highest octave triangle wave. Oscillator 2 is set 3 octaves below as a sawtooth, and Oscillator 3 is matching Oscillator 2 as a 16-foot triangle. The tighter the tuning, the better. The higher pitched triangle should be a little quieter than the low pitched one. I've got mine set at about 8 here. And we're just barely mixing in the sawtooth, that's at 2 here, just to interact with the filter resonance. We really don't want it to be a tonal part of the sound. The oscillator glide, or portamento, is extremely important to this sound. For me, I'll set it to a 6, but you probably need to do this by ear. Next, let's look at the filter settings. We need the resonance to be on the verge of self-oscillation, and about as high as you can get it while still hearing something happening up there. That's how you get that squishy aliens shaker sound. It's the saw wave interacting with the saturated filter, almost self-oscillating. I also have a little bit of filter envelope or filter contour affecting things. It's just a long decay to keep things moving for long notes. See, my decay is, I've got it literally maxed out. The LFO should affect the filter cutoff, which I bring in and out with the mod wheel. Finally, the sound should fade away as time goes on, so I have a 5-second loudness contour or amp envelope decay. There's also a touch of attack on the sound, so it doesn't sound plucky. This should get you really close to the sound. You might need to fiddle with the filter cutoff to find just the right spot, but everything close sounds good. If you don't have 3 oscillators to use, there are different ways of getting close. On my Prophet Rev2, I got pretty close with 2 triangle waves and a little audio rate modulation on the filter. With my MS-20, I had to use slightly different wave shapes because only one oscillator can make a triangle wave. That's all for the sound design portion. Next, let's look into how to play in the iconic style of Keith Emerson's solo. The song is a mix of A Dorian and A Aeolian, which only have a difference of 1 note. A Dorian has an F sharp, and A Aeolian has an F natural. At the end of the guitar solo, there's this tense moment that really emphasizes the F natural. So when Emerson picks up with his solo, he starts in A Aeolian too, but only for the first lick. Pretty cool. Afterwards, he moves into A Dorian, which fits more easily into the progression of A minor to D. There's a really great call and response feel to what he does, and he plays a lot of 5-1 licks. By 5-1, I mean in the key of A Dorian, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going from E to A, or from E up to A. And when he does that, he really keeps the solo grounded while still going pretty crazy on the other parts. I'm just going to go through phrase by phrase and tell you what I think's happening in this solo. This is just a subjective interpretation, and I'm not claiming it's the right way or the only way of thinking about what he does. It's just one way. So in the beginning, we have this Aeolian thing, which is super cool. Then here, he's moving into an A minor 9 arpeggio. Just the upper 3 notes of that. Next, he's emphasizing the Dorian-ness of it. He's back in Dorian now, right? Because we have this natural 6, this F sharp. And again, we have that 1, 1, 1, 5, and then we go 5, 1, and then some stepwise motion, emphasizing the Dorian note again. This is just moving through the scale in thirds. And this next part is really cool, because he switched from the Dorian mode. He hit this note right here, this G sharp, and that is changing the Dorian from the Dorian mode even brighter into melodic minor. The Dorian, it's like the Dorian mode of the Dorian mode, because the Dorian mode is Aeolian, but just a little bit brighter. And then he hits the flat 7 again of the minor. So that's getting us back into Dorian. And then this here, we have a descending G major 9 arpeggio. And he just walks down it. And then let's see, we have some little mod wheel. Some more of this 5-1 action. One, 5, 1. That's an interesting one. So it's 1, 5, 1. Then we walk up. And then we just descend down an A minor arpeggio. From the 5 down to the 5. And then we go to this A minor 7 arpeggio. And then we just land on A. So I hope you found this video interesting. If there was one part you liked better than the others or anything that you'd like me to expand on, please let me know. Thanks for watching. Peace.